170 million Americans are about to face something we have not seen in decades. Right now, as you are watching this, two massive storm systems are converging, and the National Weather Service just upgraded their warnings to catastrophic. But here is what they are not telling you on the evening news. The ice accumulation maps changed 3 times overnight. What was predicted as a quarter inch is now showing 3/4 of an inch in multiple states. Do you know what happens when ice reaches that thickness? Trees do not just bend, they snap. Power lines do not sag, they collapse. And here is the part that should concern every single person watching this. Your power could be out for 2 weeks. Stay with me for the next 60 seconds because I am going to show you the exact timeline for when this hits your state. And at the 3-minute 20-second mark, I will reveal which 30 states are in the direct path and what you need to do in the next 24 hours. But first, let me ask you this. Are you prepared to be without power for 14 days in below zero temperatures? Because that is not a worst-case scenario anymore. That is the current forecast for millions of Americans. Here is your reward for watching this far. Comment your city and state right now, and I will personally send you the hour-by-hour breakdown for your exact location. Because this is not just about knowing a storm is coming. This is about knowing when it arrives at your doorstep. The National Weather Service released new projections at 3:45 this morning. The numbers are staggering. Over 170 million people will be impacted by snow, sleet, and freezing rain from the southern Rockies all the way to New England through Monday. But the real danger is not just the precipitation. It is what follows. An Arctic blast so severe that the Northeast will see their warmest temperatures today. After that, single digits. Negative temperatures for 2 full weeks. Let me paint you a picture of what catastrophic really means. Northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and Mississippi are looking at ice accumulation exceeding 1 full inch. 1 inch of ice weighs approximately 500 pounds per power line span. Imagine 500 pounds of solid ice hanging from every wire in your neighborhood. The math is simple and brutal. Those lines are coming down. The southern Appalachians just got added to the ice storm warning zone. This includes areas that rarely see this kind of weather. Asheville, Hendersonville, the higher elevations of North Carolina and Tennessee. A 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice is now forecast for these regions. And here is something the models just started showing in the last 6 hours. A second round is coming. While you are dealing with the first wave of ice and snow, another system is brewing up behind it, ready to dump more frozen precipitation on the same areas. Want to know which interstates will be completely impassable? Keep watching. At the 5-minute mark, I am going to walk you through every major highway from Texas to Maine and tell you exactly when you need to be off the roads. Right now, let me give you the snowfall totals that just got updated. Kansas is looking at major accumulation. Wichita could see over a foot. Salina, the same. Oklahoma City, 9 inches. But Tulsa, potentially 12 inches of heavy, wet snow. Little Rock, Arkansas, here is where it gets complicated for you. You are in a transition zone. 2 to 3 inches of snow, but then the ice begins. Layers upon layers of freezing rain throughout Saturday and into Sunday. Missouri, you are getting hit hard. Kansas City, 7 inches, Springfield, 10 inches, St. Louis, 9 inches. And all of this is falling on major interstate corridors, Interstate 44, Interstate 70, Interstate 55. These are the arteries of American commerce, and they are about to be shut down. Illinois, pay attention. Chicago, you are on the northern edge, 4 to 5 inches manageable for your snow removal equipment. But Peoria and everything south, 6 to 9 inches of heavy snow, and southern Illinois, you are getting a double hit. Major snow followed by freezing rain. Indiana, from Fort Wayne south, 6 inches minimum. Indianapolis and areas south, 8 inches pushing toward a foot. The transition line between snow and ice runs right through the middle of your state. Ohio, Cleveland is looking at 5 to 8 inches. Columbus, the same. But as you go south towards Cincinnati and the Kentucky border, the snow gets heavier and then mixes with ice. Here is what nobody is talking about: the timing of this second wave. While the first system moves through Saturday into Sunday, a second area of low pressure develops across Texas and Oklahoma Saturday afternoon. This brings a whole new round of freezing rain and snow to areas that are already buried. Kentucky and Tennessee, you are in a difficult position. Bowling Green to Richmond, 7 to 10 inches of snow. Louisville, 10 inches. But Nashville, you are getting a mix. A few inches of snow, then ice, then more snow. Knoxville and Johnson City, 1 to 2 inches of snow, but significant ice accumulation on top of that. Now here is where it gets really interesting. The Carolinas and Georgia are about to experience something rare. Athens, Georgia, a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of ice. Gainesville, a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Anderson, South Carolina, Greenwood, Columbia, you are all in the zone for significant ice. Charlotte, North Carolina, this is critical for you. A 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice is forecast. Rock Hill, Gaffney, same story. And the elevation changes in your area means some neighborhoods will see significantly more ice than others. Greensboro, Hickory, Salisbury, Raleigh, you are all looking at a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. This is enough to bring down trees and power lines across the entire region. Virginia, the forecast splits your state in half. Western Virginia, Charleston, Morgantown, 9 inches to a foot of snow. Charlottesville, Roanoke, 6 to 8 inches. But as you move toward Richmond and the coast, it transitions to ice. Richmond is looking at 2/10 to a 1/4 inch of ice, with heavier amounts possible. Maryland and Delaware, you are in the heavy snow zone. Baltimore, 10 inches. Frederick, potentially a foot. Delaware, 6 to 8 inches of major snowfall. Now let me tell you about the Northeast, because this is where the numbers get truly massive. Pennsylvania, you are about to be buried. Pittsburgh, over a foot. Altoona, Harrisburg, Allentown, all over 12 inches. Scranton, over a foot. Even far northern Pennsylvania, near Warren and St. Mary's, over 12 inches. Williamsport, over a foot. These are not fluffy snow totals. This is heavy, wet snow that will snap tree branches and make power outages widespread even before you factor in the ice. New Jersey splits north and south. Vineland in the south, 8 to 9 inches. Northern New Jersey, a full foot. The urban corridor from Newark to Jersey City to Hoboken, 12 plus inches. New York City, you are getting over a foot. Hudson Valley, over 16 inches in some locations. Long Island, both western and eastern portions, 12 inches. This is a crippling snowstorm for the entire metro area. Upstate New York, Buffalo, 12 inches. Syracuse, over a foot. This is significant even for areas accustomed to heavy snow. Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, you are all in the foot or more category. This is widespread heavy snow across all of New England, Vermont, New Hampshire, and portions of Maine, 8 to 10 inches widespread. Some areas will see more, especially in the higher elevations. Now let me address the ice situation state by state, because this is where the long-term power outages come into play. Texas, here is your breakdown. Midland to Abilene to Austin, 1/10 of an inch glaze. San Angelo to Corsicana to Dallas, light glaze. But Brownwood and eastward, 2/10 of an inch. Tyler, you are right at that 1/2 inch threshold. This is where it becomes crippling. Shreveport, Louisiana, you are in the worst of it. 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice. Texarkana, El Dorado, Arkansas, Warren, Monroe, Louisiana, Alexandria, all of you are looking at 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. This is catastrophic ice accumulation. Northern Louisiana from Oak Grove into Mississippi, Yazoo City, this is where we start seeing 3/4 of an inch pushing toward 1 full inch. 22 millimeters, 25 millimeters, 26 millimeters on the models. Trees will not survive this. Power infrastructure will fail. Northern Mississippi, Houston to Oxford to Holly Springs, 3/4 of an inch or greater. All crippling ice. Northern Alabama, Florence through northern portions of the state, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of ice. Tennessee from Jackson to Lawrenceburg to Nashville, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And remember, this ice does not just fall and melt. Freezing temperatures persist for days afterward. So even after the precipitation ends, you are frozen in place. Here is a question for you. When was the last time you went 72 hours without power? Now multiply that by 3 or 4. Because in the extreme impact zones, we are talking about week to 2-week power restoration timelines. The counties with the most trees, the most hills and valleys, the areas that are hardest for utility crews to access, those are the areas that will wait the longest. Mississippi, the Appalachians, portions of Arkansas and Louisiana, you need to understand that help may not reach you quickly. The National Weather Service is using the word catastrophic in their official briefings. They do not use that word lightly. Let me walk you through the timing now, because knowing when this hits is just as important as knowing what is coming. Saturday morning, early afternoon, freezing rain begins in the Texas Panhandle. Lubbock sees it around 3 in the afternoon. By 6, it reaches Abilene and Wichita Falls. By 7 or 8, northern Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. All through Saturday night, freezing rain continues across Texas, Oklahoma, and it begins in Arkansas and Louisiana. By 2 in the morning Sunday, you have intense snowfall kicking in across northern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, Kansas, and northern Texas. Saturday morning through Saturday afternoon, the snow is falling heavily across Missouri, Illinois, western Kentucky. But the second round is brewing. By Saturday afternoon, 1 to 2 in the afternoon, you still have ice across northern Louisiana, all across Arkansas, northern Mississippi. It is starting to reach Knoxville, Tennessee. The heavy snow extends from Missouri into southern Illinois into western and central Kentucky. Saturday night, 9 to 10 at night and beyond, the big area of freezing rain and snow moves east into West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. But here is the critical piece. While that first system moves east, a second large area of snow and freezing rain develops across the south. So Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, you get hit twice, layers upon layers of ice. Sunday morning, the snow is coming down hard from Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and northern Virginia. Right behind it, freezing rain heads north. Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, the Northeast gets hammered. Heavy snow for New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New England. But there is a twist. The models are showing a warm nose pushing up from the south Sunday afternoon. This means parts of Delaware, southern New Jersey, and portions of Maryland might see temperatures rise just enough to melt some of the snow and ice. But for everyone who got heavy snow in the Northeast, you are going to get freezing rain on top of that, which packs the snow down into a hard, dense mass. New England, this all shifts to you Sunday evening and into Monday. Heavy snow, then mixing with freezing rain in some areas. Now, what about after the storm? This is where it gets truly dangerous. The Arctic blast that follows is historic. We are talking about temperatures that will plunge into single digits and negative numbers from the Great Plains all the way to the mid-Atlantic. The Arctic oscillation is showing the strongest cold outbreak Wednesday. Then another blast arrives as we go into early February. This is not a quick cold snap. This is a pattern that locks in and stays. Wind chills will be brutal, -20, -30, even -40 in some locations. These are life-threatening conditions if you are without power. The National Weather Service is forecasting much below normal temperatures all the way to the 5th of February. The southern states, you are going to stay frozen longer than usual. This prolongs the recovery time. There is even talk of another southern snowstorm trying to develop late in the month as we go into early February. The pattern is locked in a way that favors continued cold and repeated storm systems. Let me give you the impact assessment by region, because this varies dramatically based on where you live. Moderate impacts. Areas expecting 1/4 inch of ice and lighter snow totals. You will have power outages, difficult travel, but likely measured in days, not weeks. Major impacts. Tulsa, Oklahoma, and south through northeastern Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and into Tennessee. Southern Illinois, southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, portions of southern Ohio, and West Virginia. All of the Appalachian region. Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Long Island. These areas face significant long-duration power outages, extensive tree damage, and extremely dangerous travel. Extreme impacts, this is the highest category. Northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, portions of Mississippi where ice exceeds 1/2 inch. The southern Appalachians where terrain makes restoration difficult. These areas could see the longest power outage duration. Here is what you need to do right now, not tomorrow, not when the storm arrives. Right now, if you are in the ice zones, charge every device you own. Fill bathtubs with water. If you have a generator, test it now and make sure you have fuel. Stock up on non-perishable food that does not require cooking. Get batteries, flashlights, and if you use prescription medications, make sure you have adequate supply. If you are in the heavy snow zones, same preparations, plus make sure you have a way to remove snow safely. Do not overexert yourself shoveling. Heart attacks spike during major snow events. For everyone, winterize your pipes. Let faucets drip if temperatures are going to be in the single digits for extended periods. Know where your water main shutoff is located. And please, stay off the roads during the storm. I cannot emphasize this enough. Every major winter storm, we see multiple vehicle pileups, 70-car pileups, 100-car pileups, and it is all preventable. The interstates that will be most dangerous: Interstate 40 from Texas through Arkansas and Tennessee, Interstate 44 from Oklahoma through Missouri, Interstate 70 from Kansas through Missouri into Illinois, Interstate 55 from Arkansas through Missouri into Illinois, Interstate 65 from Alabama through Kentucky and Indiana, Interstate 75 from Tennessee through Kentucky and Ohio, Interstate 81 through Virginia and Pennsylvania, Interstate 95 from Virginia through New Jersey and into New England, Interstate 80 across Pennsylvania, Interstate 90 through upstate New York and into New England. If you absolutely must travel, wait until after the storm completely passes and roads are treated. Your appointment, your meeting, your event, none of it is worth your life. Now comment your location below. Tell me what city and state you are in. I want to hear from you. Are you prepared? Do you have questions about your specific area? Drop your location in the comments and let us build a community of people checking on each other. Because here is what I know. We are stronger together. When your neighbor loses power, check on them. When the elderly person down the street is snowed in, make sure they have what they need. This is when communities prove what they are made of. I will be updating you throughout this event. This afternoon, I will have new model data. Tomorrow, I will have on-the-ground reports as this unfolds. Stay subscribed, turn on notifications, because information will be changing rapidly. The next video I am releasing will focus specifically on the second Arctic blast that arrives later next week and that potential southern snowstorm trying to develop for early February. You do not want to miss that, because if that system materializes the way some models are showing, we could be talking about snow as far south as Central Florida. This pattern is not normal, but it is becoming our new reality. We have to adapt. We have to prepare. We have to look out for each other. I am going to leave you with this. 30 states are directly impacted by this storm system: Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. If you live in any of these states, you need to take this seriously. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. This is the National Weather Service using words like catastrophic in official communications. Your safety is the priority. Your family is the priority. Things can be replaced. Lives cannot. Comment your location below. Share this with everyone you know in the affected areas. Get prepared today, not tomorrow. The storm is coming. The Arctic blast behind it is real. The power outages will be extensive, but if we prepare now and look out for each other, we will get through this. I will see you in the next update with the latest information. Stay safe out there. And remember, drop your city and state in the comments so we can connect people in the same areas and build that support network. This is going to be a challenging week for millions of Americans, but we have faced challenges before and we will face them again. Preparation, community, and resilience. That is how we get through this together. Next video drops this afternoon with updated timing and any new forecast changes. Do not miss it.